How's it up there, little cats? Come on into the Cat and Tree Studio. Together, let's set foot in the mind of an adult. Are you ready to hop in?
Sitting up here at this tree, you have me, Jayu.
And me, Bora.
Quick reminder, little cats, topics discussed in this podcast are simply opinions and suggestions of the host, hoping for it to help others.
And we're back for another episode of the Cat and Tree Studio. You're still with me, the gorgeous Everbora. And
Jayu.
alright. We have different intros like every single episode.
Yeah,
It depends on our mood.
I think we've done everything.
Yeah. We are, I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, but I think we lived a life where we are satisfied with what we call cheap thrills, right?
Yes.
I love cheap thrills.
I don't need no more.
Another song advertised in
Oh,
this
yes.
show. Another song advertised in this
Yeah.
podcast. But yeah, we love cheap thrills like super because again, it's cost effective. Just like we mentioned in the last episode, financial resources are what we lack. What cheap thrills do you consider for yourself?
Um. Now, I honestly
Hmm.
I
Or even before?
prefer like visiting friends' houses. I I'm still more comfortable visiting my friend's house
Yeah,
than,
right?
hanging out
It's
outside. Yeah. And not that. I mean, sorry, not that. I mean, I prefer hanging out in my friend's house instead of hanging out
okay.
in the mall, outside, somewhere outside, like that.
Then going out. I think it's more in it's more it gives more connection between you as friends when you are just together in a place where you're all comfortable at rather than spend your money outside.
Yeah, internet is already there in every house. So instead of going to a karaoke room, we just
Yeah,
sing karaoke at home, just play YouTube like that. So it's free.
yeah,
I
or play
mean,
board
we
games if you wish.
spend. Yeah, exactly. Maybe we spend for food, but not that much.
Yeah.
So, my, well, yeah, my friends know me, and they know me so much. So whenever we meet, usually we are just like, okay, what do you want to cook? All right, prepare the
And
ingredients,
then
and
you buy
we're gonna cook it.
ingredients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So usually they buy, and then I will cook. So that's the usual thing.
Ah,
So I'm always in the kitchen cooking,
and then
and they are watching TV.
mom.
Yeah. Yeah, even when I was in the
You're like the
university,
mom.
we do that. Like they will ask me, "Do you know how to cook carbonara?" Yes. Okay. Thank you. And then I'm just gonna cook there.
Carbonara. Yeah.
That's it, bolala.
I sorry. That's carbonara. Okay, a lot of references in this podcast. Haha.
All
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
And also another cheap thrill. I think a lot of people would agree with this one. Aside from interacting with your friends,
Mm-mm.
another cheap thrill is street food.
Yeah, fishball.
If we are to hang out, street
Mm-mm.
food will always be a yes.
Yeah. Since it's very accessible in the market, you can buy 1 kilo or half kilo, and then you're just gonna cook it in your friend's house. It's cheaper.
Yeah,
And honestly, it's cheaper.
it is. And
Yeah.
also, I remember during that time, street food is very popular, right? And there was one
Mm-mm.
street food that we like, and it's the ice cream, and we call it dirty ice cream. And then that's when we prove that anything dirty is delicious.
Yeah. Yeah, in our country, yes.
I mean, it's not okay.
Ah,
Let's not confuse people. It's not really dirty, but then we just recognize
Yes.
something that's dirty because of maybe like how it's served, where it's served, because it's served
Hmm.
outside, so we deem it dirty. We don't know the sanitation of, these people, but then, if you can see, we're alive and well, so I guess it's fine, it's clean.
Yeah. Because our immune system is too strong.
Yeah, we're used to dangers, char.
Yeah.
We're
And
used
I
to
remember
different
the
things.
price of ice cream before. Like there is this ice cream that only costs 3 pesos.
Huh?
Weren't you able to buy that?
The one that I was able to buy 5 pesos already.
The 5 pesos was the one in the waffle cone, right?
No.
Oh, really? The normal cone?
Why? Oh. Why is it expensive
Oh,
in our
there was
area?
3 pesos. The small one, the small cone.
Yeah,
You know the
the
colored cones?
yeah, I cannot call them the cheap cones, but the ordinary cones, the typical
I
cones.
also forgot how. Yeah.
Oh.
I remember it was for 3 pesos because whenever I buy the waffle cone for myself. And then my father would buy the 3 pesos for our dog
Huh? Your dog,
because he
ah?
loves ice cream. You know,
Your
in the
dog.
Philippines, it's always summer. So we want him to relieve the heat also.
Yeah.
So
That's important if you
whenever,
want the dog to survive.
yes. Yeah, exactly. And he is not like he is not, how can I explain it? He's not the type of dog with the breed.
Ah,
He's just a normal dog.
yeah, Aspin.
But
We call it Aspin.
yes, but his fur is thick, really long.
Yes.
Like
It has
it's
a
the
breed.
same fur. Yeah, like same fur as a Pomeranian,
Nice.
but it's a big dog. Yeah. So we know that, he feels hot all the time. So we also like my father loves to buy ice cream for me and for our dog. So I remember it was 3 pesos.
How
But
come it's
yeah,
five
now it's
pesos
not
in our
3
area
pesos.
before? I
I
thought
don't
it's
know
been
why.
cheaper.
We're both from like the province, not we're not from Manila.
Ah, no, the first time I ate dirty ice cream, I was living. That's where I grew up in Manila. So maybe that's why.
Because when I was in Manila, I didn't know how much an ice cream was because
Five.
my parents or my grandparents will just buy and then just bring it upstairs in our house. So I was never able to buy from the manong, from the old man.
Ah,
Can't.
because for us, what we do is we scream, ice cream. That's
Ah,
why.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
If it's not ice cream, it's taho. Oh my gosh, yeah, taho also. It's a cheap thrill. Guys,
Yeah.
nowadays I rarely see somebody selling taho in the morning. But if you guys see somebody selling taho, you grab that opportunity. That is like the best 5 to 10 pesos of your life.
Uh,
So,
could you describe taho for like people who are not
um,
from the Philippines?
taho. When I say, okay, taho is basically soy.
Yeah. Tofu.
Tofu. See, I can't even
Yeah.
explain because it's so good. Uh, taho is basically like tofu, and then they add like sugar. Uh, we call it arnibal. It's like the syrup itself.
Caramelized sugar.
Yes, the caramelized
Yeah.
sugar, and then we add like small pearls called sago in it, and it's served.
Why do you call it pearls?
Too much milk tea. Uh,
Tapioca.
tapioca. Oh, see? Yeah, it's called tapioca. Pearls are black. Okay. Tapioca. Discovery Channel. Okay. And then it's served in a small plastic cup. But if you don't like to serve it in a small plastic cup and you want more, you serve it in your own mug.
Yeah, you bring your own mug to the manong.
Yeah, and if you want, you can ask the manong to add. Manong means old man, and we usually address people selling these things as manong or kuya.
Mm-mm.
And we, how can I say?
You ask for more caramelized
Syrup.
sugar.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
ask for more syrup or you can ask for more sago. Up to you.
And it's hot. You have to eat it hot.
I yes, because taho doesn't taste the same if it's not hot.
Yeah. I've tried to eat it when it was cold.
It's
Like it
boring.
no, it tasted like tofu. You know the tofu that you eat with rice?
Because the flavor
It
doesn't
tastes
melt,
different.
right?
Yeah. So yeah, please eat it while it's hot. But yeah,
Drop it
don't
like it's
burn your
hot. Drop
mouth.
it like it's hot. Drop it like it's
Another
hot.
song.
Yeah!
Yeah, break
Alright.
it down.
Yo. But yeah, those are cheap thrills. I don't know. A scramble too is a cheap thrill.
Yeah, I remember that like outside the school.
Yeah. But you can make it at home. Like my uncle did that. When was that? During my birthday?
I haven't tried.
You haven't.
I haven't tried it.
That's considered a cheap thrill if you make it at if you make it at home
But
also.
how do
Like
they
you can
do
have
the
it anytime.
color
I
thing?
think it's just food coloring and
Really?
shaved ice. Yeah, you can make it at home, but I think it's just shaved ice and what
How
do you
about
call
the
that? Food
flavor?
coloring.
Is it milk?
I think it's. I don't know. I have to ask my uncle. He legitly got. He legit got the flavor of the ice scramble that you
Huh.
buy outside.
I like the purple one.
Super.
In
Huh?
my school, like outside my school in elementary, I really remember the purple ice scramble.
But does it taste different from the
They
pink
said
one?
because the pink one they use strawberry syrup, not the chocolate syrup. But
Yeah.
the purple one they use chocolate syrup. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, interesting.
That's why I'm asking.
That's
Like
the first time I heard. That's like interesting.
that's my favorite. Like if it's pink or if it's red, I don't buy.
Just buy the purple one.
Yeah,
I seriously just know the pink one, but maybe that's one thing that I would like to discover.
because it's purple.
I will. Oh yes, it's purple, so it requires a lot of searching.
Ah, oh my gosh.
But
What else?
yeah,
Hmm.
what other cheap thrills? Not really food. I think there's more. Why is my voice cracking? Uh oh
I
oh,
can't think
I
of
think
anything.
there's one
What is it?
more. Like you know that part where I don't know because we were already working this time. Remember when we were working together? This is a tip for all the Gen Zs out there and younger millennials. Um, Usually when you're working, you're very tight with your budget, right?
Yeah.
But you still want to have fun.
Mm.
So one thing that we do is we go out
Mm.
and just hang out at the cheapest places possible. McDonald's,
Ah, buy
karaoke bar.
fries and Sunday.
And the best part is you just chat away. Or you just get food delivery and then chat away. That's a cheap thrill.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend so much.
Especially if you're in a group, like a big group,
Yes, that is true.
because you can split the bill.
Exactly. That's why it's a cheap thrill because like it's you hanging out with your friends. Second, you get to split the bill because you're all working and understand
Yes.
the financial crisis of your life,
Yeah.
right? It's something that maybe a lot of people can learn from because we don't really have to go to fancy restaurants. Simple stuff
Mm.
would be fine.
Like even though you're working, you don't need to
Yes.
go. Maybe you can go to a fancy restaurant once in a while, but you cannot go there every day, especially if you have so much responsibilities. So
Yes.
yeah, that's a great option.
Yes. And you've been to
Yeah.
Baguio, right?
Yeah.
And Baguio has a lot of things that you can do, like a lot of cheap thrills that you can achieve, right?
Yeah, we went there together.
Ah, yeah, I remember. Why did I ask that question? We were there. Oh my gosh, my brain cells. But could you give like just to give them a brief how can I say it? Just to give them background of what kind of cheap thrills can you get in Baguio. Going to Baguio is also cheap.
Um,
I'll go.
well, Baguio is very famous for their ukay.
Yes,
So,
ukay. What
yes,
what's ukay?
you get very cheap
For
clothes. Ukay is like a shop. Not technically, it's not a shop, but it's a small. Yeah, okay, I'll use shop. It's a small shop, or maybe big. It depends. And then they sell used clothes, but they're still
yes.
in a good condition if you're good at looking. Like,
Yeah,
you have to be good at finding the treasures in an ukay.
especially that it's only available at night if you go to Baguio.
Yes. And it's very crowded. The night market, it's really crowded. But
Yes.
you can find a lot, really.
It's
So,
finding
mm-mm.
diamonds in, in the rocks. So
Yeah.
when you get your,
So
you
difficult.
know, it is difficult. Some people call it thrift stores and they don't like it because it's
Mm-mm.
used, but it's a cheap
Mm-mm.
thrill because it's cheap, and at the same time, you're the only one wearing that. You won't see anyone wearing that.
Yeah. No, honestly, you can buy good coat, good dresses, or
Yes.
like, winter clothes that you want to wear when you go to another country. You can find them there,
Yes.
especially if your size. This is based on my experience, okay? I really had a hard time finding something that would fit me because my size is not, like the common size. But
Mm.
if you are like like small to medium frame, you can buy a lot there, really.
Yeah. But I
And then
often
also
see
shoes.
I often see
Mm,
more bigger sizes, and I prefer them because I like loose clothes because I'm
mm-mm,
not as thin as you guys think. So I like loose
mm-mm.
clothes to hide all the fat that I have. So I think also, but that's men's size.
I usually, yes.
The others are
But
too small.
because sometimes if I buy men's size, the sleeves, they are too long. My arms are so short.
Yeah, that's true. That is
I
super true.
can't.
And also, I have problem with the
Mm,
collar. When it's a man's shirt, I have a problem with the
mm-mm.
collar. There's a
Why? What?
certain
What kind of
structure to a man's
colors?
collar. No, I mean the collar, the
Ah, the collar.
yeah.
Okay.
So like I don't know. There's like they make the collars stiff.
Ah, so it's a little like if you move, it doesn't move.
Yeah, and it's like if it just you button down and it just
Uh-uh.
zing, because it's heavy.
And
It
also the
opens.
shoulders are too broad.
Yes, it is too broad,
Yeah.
and the
And my
buttons are on the
shoulders
other
are
way.
broad.
Mm.
It's just that my shoulders are broad, but they're not like, how can I like slanted? They're straight.
Ah, yeah.
So they're broad and then straight. So I cannot explain, but yeah, my body structure is very different. It's very weird.
I understand how you feel.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I've been there, like I've been in the night market twice. Like I won't count the other times I've been to Baguio because I didn't go to the night market, but I went there twice in the night market, and I wasn't
Mm.
able to buy anything.
Because
Too
sometimes
bad.
there's nothing to see. There's no, how can I say, there's no good item for you to spend on. Like,
Uh,
even though it's only 20 pesos,
mm,
you don't want to spend 20 pesos on something that you won't wear. It's
yes.
cheap, but at the same time it's additional, clutter to your room that you will not
Mm.
wear. So,
And also,
you might
like,
as well not buy.
there are good shoes, but the sizes are too small for me.
Yes,
I have big feet.
exactly. Usually sizes 5, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. I
Above
only
that,
I
it's
think
difficult.
7 to 8 is the biggest.
Yeah.
So they're not my size. So I was only able to buy some scarves.
Yeah, there are a lot there.
Yeah. So I got it there. I think yeah, I wasn't able to buy thrifted clothes. I only bought the new ones. But they're not expensive at all.
Yeah,
They're still cheap.
like true. That is super true. That's the good thing about Baguio. Like everything is cheap.
Mm.
And that's another cheap thrill. You don't really have to travel abroad with your friends, but if you just want to go to, let's say, Baguio is just how much for bus. And then you don't have to
600,
spend a lot of money.
700,
Mm.
around that.
And you don't have to spend a lot of money if you're not very, how do I say maselan in English? Yeah,
Um
sensitive.
kind of sensitive or
Yeah.
not really choosy. Choosy is a little negative.
Mm. But
Oh, yeah.
Baguio in itself is a home of cheap thrills, so we really recommend that you go there. Can you think of other cheap thrills that you have experienced in your life?
Hmm, cannot think of one. Wait, give me 5 minutes.
One,
Oh my gosh.
sorry.
Mm. Ah, okay. Another chip thrill is like instead of watching a movie in the cinema, like
Yeah.
okay, I'm not saying that I am like I support illegal downloads. I mean, you know, a lot of people have Netflix nowadays, especially when
Yes,
when the pandemic started. A lot of people registered on Netflix, so
because it's the only thing they can do.
yeah. So, visiting a friend's house like I also mentioned earlier. You can watch movies in your friend's house. That's cheaper.
Yes. Movie night.
Yes, like you can watch 5 movies and not
Open
spend a
a
lot.
bag of popcorn, and there you go. You have
Yeah.
it
If
in your
you
room.
if you buy a bag of popcorn, okay, that's a little pricey. Not so much, but a little. But if you buy the packet of popcorn and then you just put it in the like
Pan.
casserole, not a can, casserole or like a
Mm.
pot and cook it
Yeah,
on the like um I forgot the English of
on the
kalan.
stove.
The
Stove.
stove.
Go, girl.
And then you put it on the stove, you cook it there. That's really, really cheap.
Yeah, because you were able to do everything by yourself from scratch, which is
Yes.
always a cheaper option.
And it's very easy.
It's Yes, I saw
Mm.
some videos on TikTok on how they did that. They really looked easy.
Yeah.
There's a
Even
lot of cheap
when I
thrills.
was young, I can cook popcorn already. I mean, the one where you use a pot, yeah, I could too.
I only discovered that recently. I don't know where I was living for the rest of my life.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm like, oh,
That's how you do it.
learning,
Oh my.
knowledge,
What
additional
else?
knowledge in life. There's a lot.
Um,
I think it
mm,
would require longer hours to
mm-mm.
determine, but we'll just leave that there,
Yeah.
and for other listeners to give their own examples.
Yeah.
There are a lot. you know Life is worth more than money. You have to
Mm-mm.
enjoy, even the simplest things in life.
Yes.
Just saying.
Just watching the sky or, you know, feeling the
Mm.
wind,
Watch this.
you
Yes,
know.
being with friends, being with family, these are
Mm-mm.
the cheap thrills that money cannot be exchanged with.
Yes.
So if you have other stuff, you can list them down in the comments, DM us, do whatever you wish. All right. And we'll be talking about more topics soon in the next episode. So, again, this has been Bora.
Yes, this has been Jayu. See you. Bye
Bye.
bye. And that's all the time that we have for today. We hope you learned something from our discussion. Don't worry though, this ain't the end. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook for more. And make sure to click like, follow, and subscribe.
New episodes are out every Saturday, 3 p.m. Philippine Standard Time. So be sure to turn on your notifications to keep you updated. Let's now climb back down and see each other again. Same tree, same place, same people. Bora
And Jayu.
See y'all real soon. Keep safe and God bless.